All right. This will eliminate the possibility that it's my computer. I got to delete the previous stream. So far, it looks good. Looks like there's something happening with my PC downstairs. I have to delete this video. Give me a second. Okay. We'll delete this previous one. Yeah. There's something wrong with my PC downstairs. Oh man, I gotta sit down. Tired of standing. I don't have a treadmill up here either. All right. Well. Let's get some music going. I think I was kind of enjoying Adlin Paik. It had been a while since I played her. All right. Welcome. I can't see chat. All right, Glaceon, True Trooper, you've been here through every 4 streams this morning. But looks like my backup studio, we're gonna call it that. The backup studio is good. Oh man, I don't know what's wrong with my PC. I don't even know how to figure it out. I've already changed out one card. Excuse me. You used the word pog too? I thought it was just that one guy. There's a guy on TikTok. Man, I'm out of energy right now. I am out of energy. Oh, there it is. So yeah, that happened. PC seems to be somehow out. I've turned it off for now. Maybe it just needs a break since I leave that one all the time. And this one goes into sleep mode, so it has a better time relaxing. Essentially the same PC, I mean, same specs. Pogs and emote on Twitch, is it? Yeah, there's a guy I was watching for a while. I forget his name, but he was playing this snake game all the time. And for a while, I got into him. He was just fun to watch. And he would get like candy cane, pog. I have no idea what that means. Good. He would say good more than he'd say pog. Well, today did not start out right. Not just the PC downstairs, but I woke up and I was just checking on my last video, and when I refreshed, I lost 20 subscribers, which is unfortunate. Pog means play of the game. Is that what that means? Well, I don't feel like doing anything right now. But I do have to read that, huh? I suppose that's the best thing to do, is just kind of move on. And not let a churning of subscribers get me down, or a bad PC. On top of that, the game I tried to play last night didn't work. And then that stream got messed up. And the card that I bought, I just had to take out. The card that I was so looking forward to that could take 4 HDMI inputs. Welcome to the George Talks to Glaceon stream. Yeah, maybe I won't do a stream today. Maybe I'll just go back to bed. Restart this day. Also, yesterday, I had a dream about my friend, Mr. Fukumachi. And he was, I think I said this somewhere on stream somewhere. I think I did. But in my dream, he was here. I had taken him to the hospital. But when we arrived at the hospital, he was just out of it. He was like this, just like sleeping in the chair. And the orderlies came to take him out. And then all of a sudden he awoke, but he was crazy. It's the only thing I can describe it. He was just like, and then he was doing like some weird Japanese dance in the back. But for some reason, that was in like SD. It wasn't 4K. It was that thing when he went up on like a slight hill and was doing that dance. My vision turned to SD. And I remember in the dream thinking, wait, it's SD? It was the weirdest part of the dream. Well, that wasn't the weirdest part. That was the most strange part. The weird part was that he was out of his mind, crazy in the dream. And then I sent a slightly modified message to his wife. I was like, hey, I just had a dream with Mr. Fukumachi. Well, it's weird. She's Mrs. Fukumachi, but we just always say Fukumachi-san to refer to him. So guys, that dream Fukumachi-san was in it. And you should know he's had a lot of problems. Everything went downhill for him in he had to get like a kidney transplant, which he got. His leg had to get chopped off essentially because of diabetes type 1. And I guess he kind of knew things were going to go downhill because he has like Ferraris or something. He had like Lamborghinis or Ferraris, I forget. I think they were Ferraris. He sold both of them. They had 2 houses here in Vegas. He sold one of those. And they sold some property in Japan as well. And he finally, after years of us begging him to stop being a doctor while he still had time to do things, which is the saddest part of this whole thing, he finally closed down his clinic. So then he got into the hospital and they were slowly removing his leg, like little by little, like taking the tip of his toes and then seeing what they could get away with, where would it, could they take off a certain point and then stop? And I think that's what did it. I think in America, we would just like, hey, we're going to go, you got issues up to here. We're going to take off up to here just to make sure we get rid of it. It's the quickest way to go. And if they would have done that from the beginning, I think he'd be okay today. But they kept taking a little bit, checking, and then they'd have to take more. And it was just like knocking him in his psyche, just like 3-4 times, just redoing surgery. And he stayed longer and longer and longer in the hospital. He just wanted out of the hospital. And then at a point, he was like, he stopped responding, over text. We're in a big text chat group. Me, his wife, my wife, and Mr. Fukumachi. I mean, they live next door to us in Vegas. I've known them for 30 years. They're long-time friends. And he stopped responding, and I was like, oh, I haven't heard from Mr. Fukumachi in a while. And Mrs. Fukumachi was just like, yeah, his phone broke. He said his phone broke. So I was like, okay. So she went and she got his phone, brought it to the repair shop, and they're like, it's not broken. And I don't know if that was Mrs. Fukumachi coping herself, but apparently he can't use the phone anymore. He stopped being able to use the phone. He couldn't understand it. And he had said, first of all, he was getting weird in his normal text. He was like, I think Yoshiko won't be there for me. That's his wife's name. Like, when I leave, she won't be there for me. It's like, why would she literally, you guys have been dating, you guys married after school. You guys have been together for 45 years. She's not going to leave you because you got some sickness, But he was really just losing his confidence heavily. This man that was a doctor and owned tons of properties and smart guy, and was there for me when I really, really needed it. The guy's been there for me. Just started losing it. He couldn't use his phone anymore. But his one dream was to come back to his house in Henderson. I live in Henderson. So they were saying Henderson. Right? And he said, like, my one goal is I'm going to go back to Henderson. And he hadn't been back here for 5 years because he got the kidney transplant kind of around when Corona was happening, so he couldn't come. And then it was because of the kidney he couldn't come. And it just mentally destroyed the man that he couldn't do things. And even in the closing of his clinic, initially he was there cleaning it out, getting rid of equipment, because they ended up bulldozing think about it. The thing that he worked his entire life for, I don't think they bulldozed it. They bulldozed something on the property. It might have been the garage or something like that. They bulldozed, where his Ferraris used to be. And then they sold off, or they put it up for sale. So like literally, I want you to just imagine you spend your whole life building this thing, and then you have to crush it all. And that's when he got sick. And that's when he was in the hospital. And he couldn't even finish the job, and he was so distraught over that. So anyway, I told the wife about the dream, and she said something that just, oh man, it destroyed me. I'm going to try not to get emotional right now because I've already cried too much about it yesterday, but she's like, I wonder if his spirit is already in Henderson. She said that in Japanese in the text. And then she said, I'm spending my time in the hospital in his final stage. That's her way. That's the first time we heard that he's in his final stage. We thought he was getting better. We thought he was making improvements. But I guess the doctors have told her he's in his final stage. He's 68. And it's killing me, man. It kills me how just quick it seemed to have happened, I was talking to him I don't even know how long it goes. A few months back when we were selling the house, I was the agent selling the house. So I do real estate shittily. I'm not a great real estate agent, but I was helping him sell his house, And even though he was in the hospital, he was fine. He was signing documents and all of that stuff. And now he's a shell of who he is. Maybe he's not even there anymore. It's pretty sad. I'm not going to be doing a collab with anybody. I don't do collabs. I don't have the mental fortitude to do a collab with somebody. Sorry, Antelves. There's too much weird mental games that I play when I think about collabs. Not a fan of them. Yes, I've done them before, but I did a collab on the Japanese from Zero channel. But even that, I wasn't happy with it. I didn't like it at all. You watched it happen to your grandfather? It's happening to my family cat as well too now. 2 cats are in decline right now. My longest cat, she's 17 or 18. We took her in because she was coughing, and they did an x-ray and they're like, yeah, it looks like it's cancer. And we could maybe investigate and find out what type of cancer it is, but it's not worth it at this age. And probably she's coughing because the tumors, we can't see because of this. It's just too dense to see inside of her right now, but she probably has tumors all inside of her lungs. And this is depressing. And we can't just remove the tumor, for example. If there's too many, like it'd be whack-a-mole. We couldn't do it. So it's not worth it. And you need to prepare for a decision. And I lost it. That was bad. Because she's like, yeah, maybe a few days, maybe a few weeks, maybe a few months. In the end, she's on steroids now. She said all animals should get steroids at least. All living things should get steroids at the end at least to see what happens. But she got a little bit better, but now her stomach is just expanding. So I don't know if she's got constipation or what. So now we have her in constipation, anti-constipation meds. Yeah. And I think my dad's near, he's in some danger as well. So I don't know. Maybe there's going to be, they say death comes in threes. I just hope that's not the case now. I don't know how Mr. Fukamachi will come back, though. We're hoping for a miracle, but do you come back from losing your mental faculties? I don't know. And then, I'm faced with my own mortality as well, Ever since Mr. Fukamachi went to the hospital, I started, and his texts to us, they weren't like him giving advice, but everything he said became advice to me. The way he said, I have regrets and I should have done this and I should have done that. That's a man that did a lot, for the record. I think there'll never be a person on this earth that thinks they did enough. I've said before that I don't have regrets and I did all the things that I wanted to do, but maybe that's probably not true. If I really sat down, I think I have a really good capacity to block out things, but, I started reading these super just sad texts from him of him regretting. And I just figured, it's just because he's in the hospital. He's depressed. Once he gets out, he'll be fine. By the way, one of my screens keeps blinking over here. It's not a good sign. This one right here. It's on a splitter so I can see what's on the back screen, and it's blinking. So that's distracting me a little bit. I apologize for that. But so reading his text made me think, okay, I need to live my final years while I can, because look what happened to him. These essentially are now his final years, but he can't do anything.